All right, what Simba? What's up? Looking good, my man. You look like a teacher or some shit.
Substitute teacher. Thank you, brother.
Well, you look like much more than a substitute teacher. You look like some sort of sexual college professor of some sort. Yeah, Austin, you don't even know. Like Jake was saying, this dude, most intimidating dude in 60B. But once you start talking to him, nicest guy in the world, part of Elite Team X, a team that I'm very proud to be a part of.
Team X, man. You don't play.
Wow.
Go hard, go hard.
I didn't know it went so deep over in Cooperstown.
Oh,
I'm not part of the Team X.
Elite Team X, Jake.
Elite. Thank you.
No, sorry.
Apparently, you're just a bitch, Jake. What happened?
Yeah. I mean, I had to work with Rodney. He was fucking crazy.
Rodney the Rat.
This dude.
Did you and Rodney have a squad?
No, so this dude, he really felt like I must have been completely stupid because he showed me step by step on how to use a broom to sweep up dirt.
Oh.
And I was like, dog, I get it, yo. No, Rodney is crazy. But, yeah, no, Cooperstown was fun.
All right, so
fun.
Simba, do you know how the Hot 32 works? Do you know what you got to do for this?
Do I have to fuck 32 bitches?
No, that would be really cool.
Okay.
But
Hot
maybe that's for the next podcast we do, the Simba Fucks Bitches show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Episode 8, finally here. I know y'all have been waiting for it. Bro Football Focus, I'm your host, Hunter. With me, as always, Jake. We got Austin.
What up?
And I know every week I say it's a very special honorary guest, but this week I can't stress that enough. So special, so honorary, someone that I respect very much and miss very much, Simba.
How I say, guys, appreciate you, man. Miss you too, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, before we get to it, do you want to tell our 23 viewers a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm an aspiring porn star. Oh, I'm joking. I'm an actor, and I'm a substitute teacher. I like to teach kids and pursuing my dream to become an actor. Right now, I have a short film coming up in a few months. Due to that, we do this the whole COVID-19 bull crap. But other than that, everything's going good. That's about it.
Awesome. That's good to hear. Now, Simba, I know you say you were joking, but I am still down to do the Dancing Bear shows at some point.
Listen, bro, we ain't had a conversation. I'm with it.
Now, Simba, John Hamm got his start in the adult film industry, so maybe you could also slip in that way.
You said John Hamm? I write his name down. Okay.
John Hamm, you get an actor.
No, it's a good way to break in. Show your acting chops, show your stroke game.
Right.
Which
you ever saw American Psycho when he was looking in the mirror?
Oh yeah, that's the best scene. Simba,
Exactly.
I can say from personal experience, I think you have a pretty decent stroke game.
Oh, well, thank you. Like, shit.
That sounds kind of.
No. So what happened was I had to pick Simba up in Albany one night, and his phone died. I'm trying to find his location, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm in this parking lot. I'm in this parking lot." So I pull up to this parking lot, and there's just this car rocking, and I don't know what to do. So I walk up. Simba gets out. He's a bit disheveled. He lets me know that he just got his hair braided and was like really taking this nice lady to town.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it does run deep in Cooperstown. But without further ado, let's start off the show with everybody's favorite segment, the Hot 32.
Well, to kick it off, in Arizona, Patrick Peterson says the 4-3 system with more off coverage that former Steve former defensive coordinator Steve Wilkes ran wasn't his forte. He promises a big contract year in 2020 under Vance Joseph.
In Atlanta, Todd Gurley was finally able to take his physical, and he passed, so that is good.
In Baltimore, former star quarterback Robert Griffin III says he vows to become a starter again now that the NFL values more mobile quarterbacks.
In Buffalo, the team says that the Bills bandwagon is getting full. But there's always room to hop on before the season begins. Wow.
In Carolina, the Panthers part ways with one of their biggest partners, CPI Security, after the CEO's controversial racial comments.
In Chicago, Matt Nagy says that the Bears will be ending their virtual training program a week and a half early.
Close to me, at least. Cincinnati, defensive tackle DJ Reader shed 20 pounds this offseason to gain quickness.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. In Cleveland, the Browns had 6 new members to the coaching staff as part of the Bill Walsh Revolutionary Coaching Fellowship, including former wide receiver Leonard Hagmanson, as well as 2 female coaches working to break the glass ceiling. Wow, that's pretty dope.
So, Simba, you got a little jumbled on that one. Try not talking so close to the computer.
Okay.
Yeah, like right there I can hear you. But that's
Hear me
fine.
All right.
In Dallas, DeMarcus Lawrence reached out to Cowboys great DeMarcus Ware, asking him for tips on how to play his new stand-up 3-4 outside linebacker position. Ware says that Lawrence, Aldon Smith, and Randy Gregory can excel in their new roles.
In Denver, Colin Cowherd says that he wouldn't be shocked if the Broncos win the AFC West.
Detroit, Kerryon Johnson is pumped to have a phenomenal running mate in DeAndre Swift.
In Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers is told that the Packers have put steps in place to replace him. Rodgers is seen as a personality problem for Green Bay.
In Houston, Texans legend Andre Johnson, who is currently serving as a special assistant to Bill O'Brien providing assistance with coaching, scouting, and personnel issues, was seen marching with Deshaun Watson for George Floyd in Houston.
In Indianapolis, Phillip Rivers is the driving force behind initiating much-needed player-only practices.
Down in Jacksonville, Leonard Fournette is showing growth on and off the field by organizing and leading a Black Lives Matter protest in downtown Jacksonville.
In Kansas City, some see the Saints as being the biggest issue for the Kansas City Chiefs.
In LA, PFF has named the Chargers secondary, which includes Casey Hayward, Desmond King, Chris Harris Jr., and Derwin James, to be the best secondary in the NFL heading into 2020.
The LA Rams, ESPN did a redraft of the entire NFL, so essentially like a fantasy-style draft. Aaron Donald was the first non-QB position. He was drafted 5th overall. Jalen Ramsey was taken number 38th, and he was the first DB drafted. And then Jared Goff was taken 84th overall.
The Las Vegas Raiders, some Raiders practiced in front of fans at a local park this week.
Okay. In Miami, the Dolphins defensive coordinator of the 1970s and 80s, Bill Arnspringer, was nominated for a Career Achievement Award given to NFL assistants. Bill died in 2015 at the age of 88.
R.I.P.
Facts.
In Minnesota, is Vikings tackle Brian O'Neill the most underrated O-lineman in the league? In the last season, he only gave up 2 sacks in 1,100 pass blocking snaps, which is better than Lane Johnson, La'el Collins, Jack Conklin, and Ryan Ramczyk.
In New England, the Patriots' 2017 draft class was just ranked as the worst in the NFL.
I agree.
New Orleans, Drew Brees has pulled a complete 180 by telling off President Trump when it comes to the flag. And a little side note, Jameis Winston was quoted as saying, "Historically, I'm one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game." We'll get-
New York Giants former Giant Sean O'Hara says he loved the pick of Andrew Thomas at number 4 overall, saying he was number 1 on my list of left tackles.
Wow. New York Jets. Has Le'Veon Bell significantly regressed, or was his bad season a product of the lackluster supporting cast? Also, should the Jets be fielding offers for safety Jamal Adams?
In Philadelphia, Colin Cowherd thinks Carson Wentz is the new Russell Wilson.
Oh, hell.
down in the old Berg, new wide receiver Chase Claypool was seen doing a series of cartwheels and back handsprings at some off-field get-together.
Oh, Jesus.
In San Francisco, Richard Sherman promised on Drew Brees' apology, saying, I appreciate him doing that. People make mistakes and judgment all the time. None of us are perfect.
Wow.
In Seattle. Will Seattle feature more tight ends in their offense? They currently have 8 on the roster, including Greg Olsen, Will Dissly, Luke Wilson, and 6'7" rookie Colby Parkinson.
In Tampa Bay, Rob Gronkowski replaces an entire football team's uniforms, equipment, and storage facility after it was burned down.
Tennessee, cornerback Adoree Jackson may move inside to the slot to help cushion the blow of losing veteran Logan Ryan.
Now, who cares about Washington? However, in Washington, Ron Rivera said he will support players during the national anthem. That's nice.
All right. So, Simba, as our honorary guest this week, out of all 32 of those topics, besides the Patriots, what do you want to talk about?
What stand out? Oh, James Winston. Let's talk about that.
About what?
Jameis Winston.
Oh.
James, whatever his name is, that quarterback who threw 32 interceptions. Was it 32? 22? I don't know. It was a high fucking double-digit number.
It was a number. Yeah. All right. So you guys discussed Jameis being bad. I have to go grab a charger.
Wow.
Hunter's not prepared.
So Jameis, he is historically one of the greatest. Like, he's on pace for throwing the most yards in like the amount of seasons that he's played so far. But he's also historically one of the worst quarterbacks because he's also thrown like the most interceptions and had the most fumbles. But Jameis just had corrective eye surgery, so his career might be on the upswing from this point on.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing to me is now that the man can see, it's probably going to help a little bit.
Yeah.
What is this? Like his 4th, 5th year in the NFL? And
yeah.
He's now getting his eye surgery. Yeah, I heard about that, but I mean, I don't think of his eyes. I think he just, he's very obviously, but I don't think
more of a decision problem with Jameis than his eye sockets.
I just think he needs better decisions. He needs a better playmaking. I watch Tampa Bay sometimes, and he still plays like he's in college.
Yeah, but here's some records that Jameis Winston holds.
Okay.
Most passing touchdowns in a single game by a rookie quarterback with 5. Most passing touchdowns by a rookie quarterback in one half with 4. Probably the same game.
Yeah.
How many interceptions did he throw that game?
Hey, we're not talking about that. This is records right now.
Well, he still probably has some records for interceptions.
Youngest player to pass for 3,000 yards at 21 years old in 342 days. Youngest player to pass for 4,000 yards at 20 days older than that age. Youngest player to pass for 10,000 yards, 23 years old in 303 days. Youngest player to pass for 40 touchdowns. The list goes on and on.
Listen.
James, he's done quite a bit.
Listen.
But also, to touch on the interceptions, first player in NFL history to throw 30 or more touchdowns and 30 interceptions in one season.
Did you see he also led the league in dropped interceptions?
Yeah, I saw that too.
So meaning there could have been a lot more, but people dropped them.
I heard it could have been up to 40-plus interceptions.
And it also depends on what team he's going against, What team did he score those 5 touchdowns in that first half or whatever? What team? You know? Because, shit, I can fucking throw 5 touchdowns against freaking Giants.
Well, it was the Philadelphia Eagles in 2015.
The Bills 3.
Yeah, no secondary over those Eagles.
Yeah. 2015.
But I don't know. My whole thing with Jameis is if you go your whole career and like you have shit eyes and then you get them fixed, I feel like there could be room for improvement.
But he could be scared more, you know?
Yeah, he sees the guys coming in.
He's not seeing full bodies that now he's like, oh, there's so many people here.
Well, or maybe everything just slows down for him now that he can see it all.
True. I think all he said was that he's one of the statistically best quarterbacks ever, and he is on pace with these records, man. Like, he's the fastest to get the yardage and the touchdowns.
I think the big problem with Jameis Winston is his numbers might look good on paper, but they don't translate to wins, and he is very volatile.
Now you see, when everybody is dead and gone, the only thing that's left is the papers, Hunter.
It's true.
I guess. And even
when you think of Wilt Chamberlain, you just see him holding that piece of paper with that hunted on it, dude. You don't think –
When I think of Wilt Chamberlain, I think of him banging thousands of girls.
Well, that's the second thing that comes to mind for sure. But you don't think about all those games he potentially lost by hogging the paint.
I only think about one kind of Wilt Chamberlain hog. But, Austin, what do you want to talk about?
Well, let me take a peek at this list again because I went and started looking at the Jameis Winston stats. So I wanted to talk about Le'Veon Bell. Do you think he is on a downward spiral, or do you think he was made to look better by the Steelers' offensive line, and that he just looks like shit on the Jets now, or what do you think's going on there?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Simba.
Honestly, if you because I watched all the Jets games because of Le'Veon Bell. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like he went over there for the money. He wasn't playing the way he usually play on the Steelers. The Steelers don't have the best O-line in the NFL. That was Le'Veon Bell. However, yeah, I think it was a half-assed job he was doing on the Jets. I don't think he was playing his all on the Jets. He's not happy on the Jets. I believe when the season starts, I don't think he's going to stay on the Jets. They might either A, cut him, or B, release him. I'm not sure. But
yeah, I think it's definitely a combination of a bunch of things. Steelers definitely don't have the best O-line in football, but it's not bad, and it's definitely better than the Jets. So you go from a perennial winner to a perennial loser who hasn't won anything since like the 70s or something. And yeah, he's not happy. Adam Gase doesn't want him there. So definitely think it's going to the worst team, running behind worse dudes, also not being happy there, also people not wanting him to be there. So culmination.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's what it comes down to, especially like obviously the Steelers are better as a team. They're consistently better, like you said. But also the games that they win, a lot of it, and that's just like the Steeler way, is like they play to the team that they're facing. So they can win a lot of tough battles, which is good for morale and like it makes them seem better. And the fan base is better in Pittsburgh. So it's probably just better. You want to play more rather than you go to the Jets and non-existent fan base. Like,
there's no shortage of Jets fans, Jake. Haven't you ever seen King of Queens?
Haven't you ever seen Casey Krotozinski?
Yeah.
But anyways, I do think Le'Veon was way happier on the Steelers, even though he's like hiding it. And I think the Steelers O-line gets, they don't get the best credit because they give up a lot of sacks, but those are some fucking hosses, dude. they're maulers. They are some of the best run blockers in the league.
Yeah.
And when you go from that to the Jets line, the Jets had like one of the worst lines last year. Le'Veon he wasn't looking good, dude. I always say the Steelers line, the way they just pick run blockers, dude. And whoever runs behind it will have a good season pretty much. Rashard Mendenhall had good seasons on that line.
Yeah.
And he was embarrassed.
James Conner goes in, looks like an ultimate stud, and then like James Conner goes down, his backups look like ultimate studs.
Yeah.
So,
D'Angelo Williams a couple years ago.
That was nuts.
Tearing it up. You can run pretty much anybody behind that line.
Yeah. So yeah, I think overall Le'Veon's probably same skill set, just not happy with his new location and doesn't like the team too much.
And one other thing is he was holding out for all that money, and he ended up taking the contract with the Jets, which was the same as the original contract the Steelers offered. So he just held out for longer, and no one really ended up paying him what he wanted. So kind of lose-lose.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
he's really good.
Oh, he is. He's definitely still like top 5 running backs in the NFL, but like you got to put him behind a good O-line. No one is like as shifty and as patient as Le'Veon. Like he just does it different than other people.
Yeah.
But you got to give him that time to be patient and shifty. Jake, what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the whole Rob Gronkowski replacing the high school equipment. It was at a high school. It was Blake High School, and this is in Tampa, obviously. And there was a fire at the school, and their whole equipment shed that had like all of their footballs, like their equipment, their pads, their balls, like everything was in this building, and it burned down. So they lost everything. And then Gronk and the Rob Gronkowski Foundation, they put like $11,000 of like brand new football equipment in there for these kids. So I just thought that was pretty cool.
Stellar guy. That's Rob, man. He's really a stellar guy.
Yeah, I saw a video. I think he was talking about himself doing that or something, and he had like the Oakleys on, and he had like a nice Florida beard going on. Like he looks like
riff-raff look.
Kinda, yeah. He looks like he definitely belongs in like South Florida, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Do you think he's fucking around in the off season, or do you think he'll be ready to go when the
I think no question he'll be ready to go, but he's also definitely fucking around.
What? I feel like yes, he is fucking around because he is Gronk, the guy who is a wrestler now, I guess, whatever. However, he holds his stepdad Tom Brady to a high caliber. If Tom Brady said, "Hey Gronk, I need you to do 20 miles today," he would do it.
Yeah.
Look, he can balance. It's like going to school and party. He can balance it too very well.
I think Tom Brady is the only guy keeping him in check if he's being kept in check.
Only guy.
Yeah.
He no longer has Bill Belichick for the first time in his whole NFL career, so he's probably letting loose right now.
You know, Aaron Hernandez telling him what to do.
Yeah. But
yeah, so Gronk's a nice guy. Let's close out the Hot 32 by talking about what I think is maybe the most ridiculous thing on here, but it comes from Mr. Colin Cowherd, so you kind of have to take everything he says with a grain of salt. But apparently Colin Cowherd thinks Carson Wentz is the new Russell Wilson, which I think is super crazy because, one, why do we need a new Russell Wilson when Russell Wilson is still doing just fine and is definitely the best quarterback in the NFL besides Patrick Mahomes? I just think it's silly. We've never seen anything from Carson Wentz to like prove all of this hype that's behind him, whether it's due to injury or whatever. We've never seen it. It's always talked about. We've never seen it.
Now, supposedly, in this conversation, on top of the quote that was read, he had also said something along the lines of, no quarterbacks in the NFL play like Patrick Mahomes, except for Carson Wentz. So he compared him to both Russell Wilson and Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
So maybe there's bored. Who knows?
Simba, I saw you calling like a little timeout there. What are you thinking of?
I mean, it depends. When you say Russell Wilson is the best quarterback in the NFL, and how you weigh your quarterback, caliber? Like, how are you doing that? I need to understand real quick.
Because besides Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson is the only other person who is like literally a magic man. Like he will run around in the pocket, do like 360s, and then chuck it to Doug Baldwin or Tyler Lockett for like an 89-yard touchdown on 4th and 13 or something crazy. Aaron Rodgers used to be able to do stuff like that. Haven't seen it from him in a while. So right now,
problem.
What?
He said he's a personality problem, so that's why.
True. But yeah, right now, I think Patrick Mahomes, clear number one, because he's just a wild child. Nobody can do what he does. But then Russell Wilson's right there after him. Like statistically and QBR and all that, nobody is better than Russell Wilson.
Yeah, and Patrick Mahomes has better receivers, better tight end than Russell Wilson. And, I would like to see Russell with those same with that same setup.
Yeah,
or a lot of people
O-line, maybe.
Yeah, he has one of the worst O-lines in the league for sure.
Well, as you guys know, I don't want to be biased here now. I am a Patriots fan, and being that I'm a Patriots fan, Hunter knows I'm going at this. I believe at the age of 50, Tom Brady is actually one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And I understand he's not as mobile as Patrick Mahomes and Russell Wilson and freaking all these guys. I understand that, but we have to realize facts. When you think of the Patriots, what receiver comes to mind? Exactly. No one. You can't think of.
Julian Edelman.
Come on. Really?
Wes Welker, Rob Gronkowski.
We're talking about in the past, I'm not going to say 5 years. I think 5 years.
Julian Edelman.
Josh Gordon.
Come on.
Really? Yeah, Josh Gordon.
Really?
Antonio Brown.
We barely had Dwayne, bro. We had him for one game. At least put Tom Brady in the bracket of in between the three.
Oh, Simba, by all means. I think Tom Brady is the best quarterback of all time. Like, I don't think –
Right now you're saying Russell Wilson.
Right now in the NFL, I think if you said, hey, you can start a team and you need to start with a quarterback and it can't be Patrick Mahomes, I would take Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
You know what? I think because this era of football is all about speed and quarterback position. Mobile. We need some quarterbacks who can, bail out, roll out, throw the ball, touchdown.
Yeah. I think the issue for me with Tom Brady, I still think he's great. I still think he's going to have a great season. But I think with Tom Brady, he's reliant on the weapons around him. Russell Wilson is not.
Whoa. Really, as in right now or before? Because Tom Brady's great without the weapons, man. You've seen what you have done.
It'll be interesting to see Tom Brady in Tampa, just to see him with something different scheme, different players and everything.
Tampa has been like primed. They've basically been building to like have Tom Brady there because Tom Brady gets put in and he immediately has the best crew that he's ever had.
But it's still something different though.
Yeah.
The way I look at it, when you're 43 years old, you might look good at the beginning of the season, but after 17 games, you get in the playoffs, your arm, like watching the Titans game, the playoff game, Patriots versus Titans, Tom Brady wasn't really slinging it around. He maybe threw one touchdown. I don't even know if he threw a touchdown.
No, he fell off like last.
There was like no passes over 10 yards. And then at the end of the game, when he really had to prove himself, he threw a pick six.
Yeah.
And the last game I saw, like before, I think it might have been the AFC Championship game, maybe the week before. But when Patrick Mahomes had to play the Texans, they were down like 28-0 in the first half, and he just threw like 5 touchdowns like that.
Yeah.
It's like you can't beat that kid, man. Like in today's game, the way it's played, he's just so explosive.
No, I definitely think overall Tom Brady, best quarterback of all time. But right now, today, 2020 season starts, I'd honestly probably have trouble putting him in the top 5.
And I would just like to add the whole thing that got us here, this whole conversation about best quarterbacks. Carson Wentz was not brought up in the slightest, which is why that take is so goddamn spicy.
Yeah.
There you have it. I mean,
like Carson Wentz is good. He's fine. I would love to see him play a full season.
Yeah.
He's good, dude, but in his game doesn't resemble Russell Wilson's at all. He's like 6 inches taller. He's not as mobile. Like
he had, I think what it is, Colin Cowherd probably saw a clip of the one play where he almost gets sacked and then he like chucks it and completes it for like some game winner or some shit.
Yeah.
And there's a couple guys who do that in the NFL, like on occasion, like quarterback wise, but Russell Wilson does that almost every play. When you watch Russell Wilson, a guy breaks through, he's always spinning around, running out, rolling out, throwing it to Tyler Lockett.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, Deshaun Watson bops around like that.
Yeah, no, I would say Deshaun Watson is closer to Russell Wilson than Carson Wentz is for sure.
In terms of magic, I'd say Russell Wilson's got the most magic, then Patty Mahomes, then probably Deshaun.
I think Aaron Rodgers has more magic than Deshaun.
Those Hail Marys, man. I agree. Jesus Christ. I don't know how you do it.
A year or two ago.
Yeah.
Not with these receivers, not with Reggie Bagleton.
Yeah,
maybe that can be the next bracket is the most magical quarterbacks.
Jake, don't give it away now. And also that doesn't make much sense because with our brackets we take one player from every team, so it would just be
We'll do a mini bracket.
Okay.
We could do a mini one. I like the mini bracket idea.
Yeah, mini bracket. But that was a fun Hot 32. I think that one went super well. But Hot 32 is over. Now it's time for everybody's second favorite, newest segment, the Whoopsie of the Week. So, last week our whoopsie was Drew Brees, right?
Yeah.
It was a slight whoopsie.
Yeah. So, since then, Drew Brees did what I think is the only salvageable move from where he was. He apologized. Everybody was like, no, fuck you, Drew Brees. We still don't like you. But then Donald Trump is like, oh, no, don't disrespect the flag. And Drew Brees like, hey, dog, actually, it's not about the flag, bro. And immediately everyone's like, yeah, Drew Brees, get it. Fuck Donald Trump.
Like, I spoke with Michael Thomas, and he enlightened me about what it really means.
Let me tell you about something my friends taught me, and they all got together and sang a song.
Did you picture Drew Brees tweeted in his apology? It was like just a black hand and a white
hand. Yeah, white hand.
Yeah.
That right there was, yes, it was like a sensitive time, but I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, wow.
It was like the most generic picture you can find on Google Images.
For sure.
It was on Google, so it's all right. Let's see.
Drew Brees, after all that, finds the only way out, slams Trump. Everybody likes him again. Someone who didn't pull a Drew Brees and get himself out of the mud, new Buffalo Bills quarterback Jake Fromm had some controversial text messages leak on Twitter where he said, I believe something along the lines of, you should just make guns expensive so only elite white people can buy them.
Wow, yep.
And basically, not a lot of players on the Bills are happy about it. Simba, we didn't go much into what's going on in the world because last week we didn't really feel like we were the right people to talk about it. Obviously, you know, Black Lives Matter, like we're all with that, but we didn't feel like we were the people to really get into it. So now that we have you here, I'd love to get your thoughts on this whole situation. If you want to talk about it, absolutely. But more specifically, the Jake Fromm situation.
Oh, well, I'm not gonna lie. I heard about the Jake, whatever his name is. I don't know who that guy is. A couple of days ago, and I don't think that man is a racist. I think he was misguided, uneducated about the sentence of words he said, and it was young. It was a measly, simple mistake, like Drew Brees said. You know, because it's simple. It's simple to say the things about, just flag this and gun this and gun that. But sometimes these people don't know what the hell they're talking about, man. Like they really, oh man, you got me all in my feelings now. They don't know what they're talking about because it goes beyond that. That tweet he said, it goes beyond that, and he probably said it for shits and giggles. He didn't mean it to offend us. He doesn't know. He talking to amongst his friends. Like, you have a friend. The 23, whoever agrees, who's watching this has friends. They say things on each other. Doesn't mean they're racist, you know. So I feel like a lot of people get things misconstrued when it comes to being racist and not being racist. Now, what's going on in this world now? Oh my goodness gracious. Honestly, I came to the conclusion it's not even a white and black thing, man. It's something else out there. It's literally something else out there that's trying to divide us. It's trying to not make us come together. You know what I mean? And it's been working for a long time. However, during these past 2 weeks, a week and a half, a lot of things have been changing in the sense of a lot of financial people who have the more money of us is supporting the Black Lives Matter movement, supporting the bill about people who doesn't have enough money to bail themselves out, supporting, and it's high-key frustrating Donald Trump. It's high-key frustrating Donald Trump because he's a puppet. He's not even the president. Like you said, Hunter, he's a dictator, aka puppet. And he's getting mad because the higher ups is telling him he needs to do something about it because he does not want us to come together. You know what I mean? And I can keep on talking about this. I just felt like it's not about we want Black Lives Matter as a street sign or Black Lives Matter in your inbox or hashtag. Is about equality, bro. You know what I mean? We want fair and fair. That's all. You know what I mean? We want to be just the same way you guys get contribute about society. We want that as well. We want the same thing you guys get. That's it. We're not trying to get reformated like the Native Americans because they got reformated. You know what I mean? We didn't. But we just want everything to be fair. Go ahead, bro. I can keep on talking. I don't want to.
No, it's good. I think we don't have someone with your voice. We never have on this show. So I'm glad that we could get that out there. But I completely agree with everything you're saying. And I think obviously this country was built on certain values and whatnot that we know now are not cool, like should have never been a thing. But it blows my mind that it is not just a given that no matter what you look like, no matter where you come from, you should be treated equally. Like it doesn't matter. You should give every single person the same exact amount of respect from the jump until they give you a reason not to. So, and it blows my mind that that's just not like a given in everybody's mind.
Yeah, exactly. And it comes down to the point when they are, hey, vote. And I'm really like right now, I'm voting just because. And then let me explain myself. I'm voting just because. Why? Because honestly, if you really think about it, voting does not even matter. Like, and hear me out. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. If you catch my drift, the people in politics, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. Like how Donald Trump won his election. Come on, how did he win that? I feel like we all know how he won that. You know what I mean? He used a damn, I forgot what you call it on the internet, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I'd rather him winning than Hillary Clinton. Not to lie to you, but hear me out here, bro. You know what I mean? I live in Buffalo, and then the district where I'm supposed to vote is full of people. We're in the suburbs, you just and they do that on purpose. You know, it's in order for us to see change, I feel like we all have to keep on fighting.
Yeah.
And I mean, and not just a protest, because anybody can go outside and walk and shout and scream and X, Y, and Z. You have to keep on fighting the fight. You have to keep on letting it be known. The more you push out, the more the higher up see you. The higher up see you. You know, the higher up see you. They're fucking walking around with kente cloth. Like, we care about that. Kente cloth, really? To me, that's a slap in the face.
Yeah.
Like what? It's like me saying, fuck all Jewish people. No, I love Jewish people. I love them. Fuck all Jewish people, and then say, "Oh shit, I'm sorry. I'm fucking wearing what do you call that again?"
Hanukkah.
Yeah, what you said. Sorry, I apologize for Jewish, but yeah.
Oh, but I know exactly what you mean. It's like, oh no, we completely understand what you guys are going through. Look, we're wearing the scarf. We get it.
Bro, let me wear a daishiki. I literally had to laugh about that. And someone told me, what's the issue with this? I don't get it. You don't get it, sister. If you don't get it, then you're the problem. You think this is a good chance? It's what? Come on, man.
Yeah. I feel like they would have maybe like talked to a black person beforehand or something.
Exactly. I mean, it was nice. I'm glad you all got the matching kente clothes, but it's not about, oh, we want you guys, we want to see change. We want a new legislation. We want equality. We want new reforms. We want you guys to act on the things where we asking, we want you to look into it and do it. Like that beautiful young girl who died, Breonna Taylor, Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? She got shot up in her house. They shot 20 times or 22, and she got 8. She got shot 8 times. Like, what the hell? What happened with that? Why those 2 officers just got reassigned? Or whatever. Like, just now, we need to get them fired and jail time.
Yeah, no, it's all kinds of fucked up. But I hope when Huffy or I run for office someday, we'd have your vote, because your vote would matter then, and we would create positive change and whatnot.
What's gonna happen? I'm like I said, I'm in Buffalo, and I'm trying to formulate a group, or even be a part with other groups, and go to more of these town hall meetings. And get more people that look like me, or even more people who don't look like me, who agrees with what I'm saying, and we just connect. Because this generation right now, we gotta do what we need to do.
Yeah.
But shit can change. You know what I mean? We're in our 20s, you know, and we need to show the younger generation how to take action versus, you know, they call looting. I understand looting is not the best, and throwing temperature is not the best. However, guess what? This country was built on looting. You know, this everything was built on looting, and looting was happening before all of this was happening. You know what I mean? Guess what? The government loot from us. Jesus Christ! You know how much time they tax us for no fucking reason? Like, they loot from us. Oh man, it's a lot. It's a lot. But what do I know?
Now, Simba, do you think Jake Fromm could earn the respect of his teammates back by purchasing a kembe cloth and wearing it to the locker room?
Oh man. My honest opinion, I do not. However, I feel like he can hold a meeting. I hope you're listening, Jake Fromm, whatever your name is.
What's that?
I think he did already.
He did?
Yeah, he had a meeting with the team. Said
I know he was nervous. But like I said, I don't know the guy well enough. I'm not a fan. However, I want to say that he did shit for shit and giggles. He meant no harm.
Yeah.
You can say one simple thing, and the media, they would change the narrative.
Yeah, I think it's definitely safe to say that all 4 of us have definitely texted something, DM'd something, whatever. And if somebody saw it, we'd all probably be in some deep shit. At the end of the day, we all know that we're good people and we all have good values. But like, sometimes when you're shooting the shit, you say stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And based on the conversation, I assumed they were shooting the shit. Not only that, you have comedians who say offensive things.
I mean, that's what a joke is just saying something outlandish and offensive and just something out of the ordinary that would fucking make people shocked. That's a joke, dude.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
I think, like, Jake Fromm, the situation, I don't know if, like, it's just kind of a tough time right now. And former Bills defensive end Shaq Lawson tweeted about the comments, and he said, "No, we don't need no sorry from you. Couldn't be a teammate of mine's. I would check you at the door, no cap." And Tre'Davious White, current Bills cornerback, favorited that tweet.
Yeah. So, there's definitely a small team divide going on.
Right. You think about, like, what becomes of the 5th round rookie when the star cornerback's like favored and stuff like that, and like how can you come back from this?
Well, it'd be nice if they had a guy like Simba on the team who could tell that some people are just joking around sometimes and aren't really just like pieces of shit.
Because it's funny because even my own friend, she said a simple joke can, like I said, get misconstrued, and I'm like, hey guys, listen, they are not, he or she is not Trump, you know, or any other individual that actually mean the shit they're saying. I don't think he meant it. Because honestly, he knew, right? He knew he was going to NFL with a bunch of black people, right? Right? I mean, even though there could be, you know, undercover racist people in the NFL, but who knows? I feel like by that time, you will know if one of your teammates are racist.
And speaking of misconstrued jokes, I think Hunter, out of all people, should know, you know, if you throw a chocolate Rice Krispie in a urinal, it can be misconstrued real quick.
Yeah. So a little trip down memory lane for you, just so you're filled in. I don't know if we ever told you this story, but back in high school, I got the nickname the Phantom Pooper because at lunch they sold these chocolate Rice Krispie treats, and when you roll them up, they look exactly like a human turd. So me, being a funny little guy, you know, I'd roll it up, and then I'd run into the bathroom and I'd toss it in the urinal. Like, what's funnier than a poop in the urinal?
Right.
But they didn't realize it was a Rice Krispie treat, so the janitors had to come in and clean it up, thought they were cleaning up real shit. It was probably real gross for them. I did it again the next day, thought nothing of it. But then Simba, a copycat pooper, took a real shit in the urinal, and there was a real poop in there. And when the people in the guidance office were questioning people about it, our like morning talk circle was in front of the office. And this lady, Mrs. B, she comes out and she's like, "Hey, do you guys know anything about this Phantom Pooper?" And I was just like, you know, me at that point, knowing that it was just Rice Krispies, was like, "Oh yeah, that's me." And she's like, "What? Come into my office." Pulled me into the office like, "What are you doing? That's disgusting. How could you ever do that?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? It's just Rice Krispie treats."
Right.
And the quote from her that I don't understand, she says, "There's a difference between Rice Krispie treats and putting something in Rice Krispie treats." So this lady thought that I was taking poops at home, mixing them up with Rice Krispie treats, transporting them to school just to put in the urinal. So I don't know where that train of thought went, besides like maybe there was actually just someone pooping in the urinal. Either way, didn't get in trouble. Just a funny side story. But
he's making assumptions.
Yeah, exactly. You can't make assumptions that I'm baking my shit into food.
If you leave the mind unattended, it starts to wander to dangerous places, is all I'm saying.
No.
You can take one little thing and just really escalate it.
Oh, yeah.
If you stare into an abyss, the abyss stares back into you.
Yeah, and that's where we stand on Jake Fromm, I think.
Yeah.
I hope you're not a racist, super rich white guy at heart. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you were just joking around.
That's Jake Fromm.
Hopefully Shaq Lawson doesn't beat you up too bad.
I mean, they are division rivals, so maybe in the preseason or something.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But so now I think it's time for Jake's fun game of the week.
Yeah, my fun game of the week is a great one. it will be top 3 Super Bowl commercials. Everybody loves the commercials, whether you're a football fan or just a fan of the Puppy Bowl. You're going to love the commercials anyways. So let's get to it.
All right, number 3 is Missy Elliott Dorito commercial. That dude from Lord of the Rings. Not Lord of the Rings. Wow. Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Peter Dinklage.
That shit was pretty dope.
Wasn't Ja Rule in there too?
I don't remember.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
I don't know what you came to do, but I ain't come to lose. Faster!
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Speed it up, speed it up, speed it up, speed it up, speed it up.
Peter Piper picked them peppers.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck, 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 chuck? Get it together.
Peter Piper picked a peck of
pickled peppers. Chuck, 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 chuck. Come on, man.
A little bit louder. I need conviction. I need to feel it. I need to be like,
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked?
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
You ready? Yeah.
Let's go. Showtime, baby. Let's go.
Cause I'm feeling like I'm running and I'm feeling like I gotta get away. Better know that I don't and I won't ever stop. Cause you know I gotta win every day.
Go.
She didn't really wanna pop me.
Go.
Just know that you will never flop me. And I know that I gotta be a little cocky. You ain't never gonna stop me. Every time I come in and I gotta set it, then I gotta go and then I gotta get it, then I gotta blow and then I gotta shut it. Any little thing and then I think that he be doing cause it doesn't matter cause I'm gonna did it.
Doritos Blaze, a bold new flavor that brings the heat.
Quiet! Hush your mouth. I told y'all mother, y'all can't stop me now. Listen to me now. I'm lasting 20 rounds. And if you want me, then come on get me now. Is you with me now? Then biggie bounce. I know you dig the way I switch my style.
New Mountain Dew Ice. A clear, refreshing lemon lime dew.
No, it was Peter Dinklage and Morgan Freeman.
The Morgan Freeman was my second. The Mountain Dew
You
one.
confused Ja Rule with Morgan Freeman.
Right.
I'm not. You guys are confusing it. Because
Well, I'm racist. All black people look alike.
I don't even remember the.
listen, especially not Ja Rule and Morgan Freeman. I think they sound alike more
These
than they
are the
look.
two. Like Morgan Freeman has one of the more soothing intellectual voices, and then you got
Right.
Rule.
Right.
But no. You guys are thinking
I think I'm
of
mixing up a different one.
super fiery, spicy whatevers, and the Mountain Dew Ice commercials, I think. Ja Rule was involved in the Missy Elliott one.
It might be on my list.
But either way, we'll look it up. Who's next?
It goes me, and then Austin, and then Hunter. Or Hunter, then Austin, one of the way. But my number 3 of favorite commercials is the Mountain Dew Zero Sugar Shining remake with Bryan Cranston.
Come out, wherever you are. I've got new Mountain Dew Zero Sugar with the same refreshing taste as the original, but without any of the sugar. Here's Mountain Dew Zero.
I am thirsty.
Huh? Zero sugar. Zero sugar. Zero sugar.
That was this one, right?
Yeah, it's the so just the most one of the most famous scenes from The Shining, where Jack Nicholson is like throwing the axe through the door, and he sticks his head in, and it's all Bryan Cranston. So he sticks his head in,
Tracy Ellis Ross, yeah.
I got Mountain Dew Zero. It's the same great taste, whatever. And, yeah, no, it's just really well done because then there's the scene where all the blood rushes into the elevator. It's all Mountain Dew. It's just super well done.
He's the two twins.
Yeah, and then he's the two twins, the two like little girls at the end. It's super well done. It's a good one.
Okay. So who's next, Austin or I?
Austin.
Okay.
All right. So for my number 3, I have the Doritos Best Part commercial from Super Bowl 45. And in this Doritos commercial, it's 2 bros. They're sitting at a table. One bro's polishing off a bag of Doritos, and the other guy's like, hey, can I have some of those? And he's like, too late. They're already gone. And he said, you missed the best part. And then he licked the other guy's finger.
Hey, are you gonna finish those?
Sorry, they're already gone.
No, they're not. You left the best part.
No, I'm pretty sure they're...
Cheese. I love Doritos. Doritos!
Yeah, I remember.
And this was a controversial commercial for a lot of people. It really grossed out a lot of, middle-aged people, got people fired up.
Wouldn't fly nowadays in these pandemic times.
Yeah, you could never put somebody's finger in your mouth now.
No, Casey, back in the day, used to have this weird thing where he'd put a bunch of stuff in his mouth. I had my keys hanging in my car one time, like on my mirror, and we were just sitting in my car.
I think I was in the car with you.
You were?
I think so. I remember that.
He just like sees the keys dangling, and he's like, I don't know. I just want to see what it felt like. But either way, my number 3, didn't like it when it came out because I consider myself an advertising dude. Like I would like to eventually do that as a career, make commercials and stuff. And I thought this was the dumbest thing ever. But it's stuck in my mind. It's stuck in everybody's minds. My number 3 is the Mountain Dew Kickstart original Puppy Monkey Baby. Because it is super dumb. It has nothing to do with Kickstart, but like nobody forgets Puppy Monkey Baby.
Man, I might just chill tonight.
Puppy Monkey Baby. 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 Puppy Monkey Baby.
Mountain Dew Kickstart. Dew, juice, caffeine.
So, Hunter, that was actually my number 2, and I only chose 3 to come here. So I think we got to implement the new rule.
No, we are implementing the new rule. You shouldn't have told me that was your 2. You should have just waited and then revealed it and said something different.
Right.
No, I do agree.
This is the inception of it. So, yeah, go ahead, Jake.
I do agree. It plays on people's look at this ridiculous dumb thing, and people remember it. And that's the whole point. And it's just it's shitty, cheesy songs or people love dumb shit. And it's just it works. And if it works, it works.
I think you guys are missing the true.
It's just to good ideas.
I think you guys are missing the true meaning of the commercial. Everyone was sitting on the couch. They're kind of tired. They're like, oh, dude, we're just going to stay in tonight. And then Puppy Monkey Baby kicks in the fucking door with a bucket of Dooskies and starts dishing them out, and they rip them, and they're having a good time. The Dooskies woke them up from their trap couch trance.
Austin, the true meaning behind it is Puppy Monkey Baby is 3 parts, and Mountain Dew Kickstart, and this is what it says in the commercial, is 3 parts. It's dew, juice, and caffeine.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense there, but it's still... It doesn't mean anything. It's just a stupid thing that people remember.
But when I see this commercial, Hunter, I'm not thinking about the Puppy Monkey Baby. I'm not thinking about the 3 parts of the Dooski. I'm just thinking if I need to get off my couch on a Friday night.
You're going to grab a Kickstart?
I'm grabbing a grape Kickstart out of the fridge, and I'm cracking that bad boy open.
Or what if a Puppy Monkey Baby enters your home one day, what will you do?
Take a kickstart from it and get the night.
Yeah, grabbing one out of the bucket, dude.
That is your second best Super Bowl commercial of all time.
The Jason Momoa one when he's walking in the house talking his Rocket Mortgage. He's talking. He's like, you know, I'm home. He's home. I'm free. And he's taking his body off and his hair. He's bald and he's like, ew. So this is what celebrities really look like when they're home.
What does home mean to me? It's my sanctuary. It's the one place I can let my guard down. It's where I can just kick back and be totally comfortable in my own skin. You know what I'm saying? Rocket Mortgage understands that home is where I can be myself. And that feels pretty darn good. Oh.
Home is where you feel the most comfortable, and Rocket Mortgage helps you feel comfortable financing that home with a personalized and convenient experience centered around you. Rocket Mortgage. Push button, get mortgage.
You got this.
Take it.
Okay, all right. Good job.
Like shit.
That was this year too, right?
Was it? I thought it was last year.
Well, the most recent Super Bowl, I think it was.
Yeah. I remember a lot of females were upset with that commercial.
They were turning off.
Kind of ruined Jason Momoa for them. So.
Yeah. That's a good one. It's actually super interesting how that was filmed. It had to be like super duper accurate because there's not a whole lot of CG. Like it's just 2 takes with Jason Momoa and a body double.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. But,
yeah, I've always wondered how that was made because it looks kind of funky, like when you watch it a few different times.
Yeah, like
But,
there's
it is-
obviously some CG, but I think they take the 2 things and it's just Jason Momoa's head tracked onto the skinny guy's
like
body
a
that's
deep
taking
fake.
stuff off.
Yeah.
Do you think it was harder to make that or Puppy Monkey Baby?
That for sure.
Well, keep in mind at the time, Puppy Monkey Baby was like 2011.
That was like.
There's no doubt in my mind it was hard to do the Jason Momoa one. But Jake, what's your numero dos?
My number 2, and now I need to take everybody back to a time that we didn't think the end of Game of Thrones was going to be bad. So this is pre-season 8. Everyone's super stoked on Game of Thrones. The Bud Night is in full flow, and then they have the Bud Night commercial where they do the jousting, and he gets shit rocked, and everyone's like, huh, that's weird, because usually the Bud Night gets, like, the shit, like, he's the fucking dude. And then the camera reveals that it's the Mountain, and he fucking thumbs his eye holes out, and all the Bud Night people are, like, freaking the fuck out, and the dragon comes over, and it wasn't a Bud Light commercial, what it was, but it was, all of a sudden, HBO comes up, Game of Thrones Season 8, and even watching it now, even knowing the end sucked, still just gets me so fucking juiced, because the reveal was just like, it was awesome.
It's a beautiful day for a joust.
Indeed. Sun's out. Got my lucky loincloth, cold Bud Light, comfy throne. I don't have the plague anymore.
Look, it's the Bud Night.
You, hold my beer. You, hold my other beer. Whoops. One more. All right, let's tap this keg. Giddy up, Peanut!
I can't support it because I think the Bud Night is one of those tropes that just, it's like a flow thing where it just happened so much and so long that I got so tired of it every time.
I'm definitely sick of the Bud Night, but the Bud Night dies in that one because all the other times, like, Bud Night's so sweet, and then he gets shit rocked, and everyone's like, what?
I know, but still.
Yeah, no, definitely. Especially when it was Bud Night Platinum. They really are just taking that Bud Night rag and just wringing out every last drop.
After he's dead. Like, that was, what, 2018 or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So now, I think there's been Bud Night commercials for 2 Super Bowls after that.
Yeah, Bud Night's ever living.
There's a big plot hole there.
Yeah. Not a Bud Night guy. But, Austin, what's your dose?
For my number 2, since it already got taken, I was thinking instead of, a Super Bowl intermission, we could take a Peeps break intermission.
So, Simba, 2 casts ago, Austin got blackout drunk on the show. And it frustrated me heavily.
Yeah, you could tell Hunter was frustrated. I had to edit around his frustration.
You edited around my frustration?
You should
that was a heavily edited show.
You should make a compilation of Hunter's frustration from that episode.
I think my frustration was well warranted, though.
It was fun, nonetheless.
Yeah. But
Austin, go ahead.
Peeps break over. Austin, what's your dose?
You want? I got all I got is my 1 right now. My 2 is Puppy Monkey Baby.
Oh yeah, but you can still, say something else about it.
Yeah, what really captured? What was your first reaction when you?
Why was it
baby cute?
I mean, I kind of blew my wad with the whole, the true meaning of it. But
you blew your wad when you saw it first?
I really like how the legs were that of a baby and the body was some kind of small primate and the head was a pug. I thought it all came together pretty funny, and it really is that a Chris Angel hat, Hunter? Where'd you get that?
Chris Angel Mind Freak. I think my mom got it in like a season 2 DVD box set or something.
I'd pay you $15 for that hat, probably.
No way, Jose. That thing's a relic.
All right.
I wanted to be in.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Simba Angel Mind Freak. That would be a sick show.
There'll be a bunch of this naked woman, honestly. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you know how to do magic at all?
I can try.
Yeah, if you can learn magic, I will come out to Buffalo and we can film like an on-street episode. Try and send it to HBO or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Besides David Blaine, I've never really seen a black magician, and he's just kind of weird. So.
Oh, David Blaine?
Yeah.
I thought the man black magician is kind of weird. Okay.
No. As a person, seems kind of weird. So I'd like to see the go-to black magician.
Yeah.
About the dark magician from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Ooh. Simba, dark magician. We dress him up like the.
Simba, this could be viral. We could really get this going.
Definitely.
We'll see.
All right, Hunter, what's your number 2, dog?
Oh, it's me?
Yeah.
Okay. My number 2, I don't know what Super Bowl it's from, but it is a new Pepsi can commercial with Cindy Crawford.
And Diet Pepsi.
It's beautiful.
And she is just looking like super smoky. drives up in this nice red car, and these kids are like, whoa, she's so hot, and blah, 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 blah. And then she goes and buys a Pepsi, chugs her down very sexually. Like, no one drinks Pepsi like this, but she is looking and nice. And these kids are just like, whoa, that's a sick new Pepsi can. And then it ends. But I just like it because of how smoky Cindy Crawford is in it.
That's a pretty good one. And they give him the quick switch up at the end.
Yeah.
So that's my 2.
I can appreciate that. All right, Simba, number 1.
Well, they're watching Avatar. I'm not sure if it's great how Avatar is on Netflix now. That's awesome.
Wait. Are they watching the anime, the movie, or James Cameron's Avatar?
The anime.
Okay, cool. I was gonna say if it was
talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I would say tell them, Jake Sully, you are like a baby.
Alright, I'm not sure if this was a Super Bowl commercial, but I believe it was. And I forgot how old I was. I'm gonna take it way back. I'm sure you guys know of it. It was a Skittles commercial. Two, husband and a wife got married, and then.
Oh, this is the one that they. Yo, you saw this on some sort of YouTube top 10 commercials that were bandless, didn't you?
Nah, I literally no. I remember that commercial. I really do. I actually was there, watched the commercial, and it was like Skittles, taste the rainbow. Now at that time, I did not understand what was going on. I don't know how young I was, but either way, I wasn't young, but I wasn't really active per se. So I really thought it was,
young
Skittles, I didn't get it.
And the sexual innuendo.
So what happens in the commercial? Someone busts a couple.
Oh, so basically, he had Skittles, and he said, taste the rainbow. And
so
ejaculate Skittles in her face.
What I remember, it's
pulls
like
it off and then just delivers that.
It's like
just ejaculate Skittles in her face. What else?
No, he's not kidding. That's pretty much how it is.
Is it cold in here? No, it's hot. Give me some sugar daddy. Get ready for my sweetness. Ooh, it's about to come. Ooh, turn around. All over you.
Share the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
So husband and wife duo, like right after they get married, I think they're still in their tux and their dress and whatnot. And when it starts, they're in like a very precarious position. And like you definitely, first glance, you're like, oh no, how is she just sucking wiener in this commercial right now?
Exactly.
And then you figure out it's Skittles, and she's tasting the rainbow, she's eating the Skittles. But Jake, you're gonna have fun looking this one up if you've never seen it.
They aired that on TV, television. They really did.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's a really good one. So Jake, your numero uno.
Yeah, my number 1. This would have been from not this year's most previous Super Bowl, but it was the one before. And it's just the most genius commercials I've ever seen. And it was the Tide commercials. So it was with Hopper from Stranger Things. And it started off with him saying pretty much that every commercial, because they're showing like different types of commercials. So like it starts off with a car commercial, and there's like a razor one, and there's some for some type of food and jewelry. And every commercial that shows, it like starts off as if it's a car commercial, and then he's like, actually, this is a Tide commercial. And they say, what? How's it a Tide commercial? And he's like, because there's no stains on any of the clothes.
Yeah, just your typical Super Bowl car ad. Right?
Or a hilarious beer ad. Or whatever ad this is. Whatever.
But it's a Tide ad.
What? It's a Tide ad.
What makes it a Tide ad?
There are no stains. Look at those clean clothes. What else would this be an ad for?
Diamonds?
A gift that lasts forever.
No, Tide.
It's time for a cold refresher.
Tide ad.
Fall into the sleep of you.
No. Tide. No. Tide ad.
Extreme.
No. Tide.
Tide!
Meet the all-new.
No, it's a Tide ad. Tide.
So, does this make every Super Bowl ad a Tide ad?
I think it does. Watch and see.
So it goes through and plays this like montage of different types of commercial, and it's like, get this diamond jewel. He's like, nope, still a Tide commercial. And they're like, oh, like look at this cool razor. He's like, still a Tide commercial. And so they play that montage first, and then 2 or 3 more times on different commercial breaks. Like the Old Spice guy comes down, and he's like, hello, ladies. And then he's like, nope, hey, it's a Tide commercial.
Hello again, ladies. Is your man the kind of man who would climb the height? I'm in a Tide ad.
Nice pants.
Get off my horse.
Tide ad.
Sometimes the signs are hard to ignore. Whenever you see clothes this clean, that's a Tide ad.
Clean clothes may be an indication of a Tide ad. Tide users experience 10 times more cleaning power. Tide is America's #1 detergent in America.
Beautiful. Like a Tide ad.
Sarah? Sarah!
It's a Tide ad.
And so like they just keep tricking you over and over again. And on the last one, he's like, wait a second. Does that mean that every commercial is a Tide commercial? And that whole break was like every single commercial that came on, I thought of Tide. And that's just, like, I hope the guy who thought of that got a fucking raise, because that's fucking genius. Like, that's so smart.
Very meta.
Really played the game there.
Yeah, so, I mean, it wasn't a super funny one. I mean, it kind of was, but yeah, just so clever.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Your best Super Bowl commercial of all time.
So Jake's may have sold a lot of Tide Pods, but mine didn't really sell too many Reebok jerseys. And mine is the Terry Tate office linebacker commercials from Super Bowl 37.
Classic.
And, how can you forget Terry Tate just running around the office fucking up random white people, just doing this stuff. One guy was just, emptied out the last bit of coffee, and Terry Tate comes through, gives him the shoulder, and says, you empty the Joe, you make some mo.
When we asked Reebok to send us Terry Tate, some people thought we were crazy. But I'm a firm believer in paradigm breaking, outside the box thinking.
Hey, buddy.
Break was over 15 minutes ago, Mitch!
And since Terry's been with us, our productivity has gone up 46%. We're getting more from our employees than ever before.
You know you need a cover sheet on your TPS reports, Richard. That ain't new, baby.
Hey, Terry.
Hey, Janice.
But what's really impressed me is how Terry's become part of the Felcher family.
Get high, baby.
He fits right in here.
That's a long distance call, Doug.
To be honest, I wish Reebok sent us 10 Terry Tates.
You want to play games, Gene? Well, when it's game time, it's pain time, baby. Woo!
Yeah.
That was football when it was football.
That's when
really hit.
When you could put Jacked Up on TV and people are just smashing heads, and
right.
Contact was really looked up upon. So
good times.
Era.
Austin, I think that's really good. I'm honestly surprised it wasn't on more lists. My number one, I believe it is from 1983.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's an Apple commercial. I'm sure you all have seen it, but basically it's just like this. gray dystopian room with all these people who are like these slave prisoner people, and they're all watching this screen. This athlete girl comes in and like chucks a MacBook at this screen or something. And basically the tagline is, don't let 1984 be like 1984, which is the George Orwell book, which talks about like all the dystopian futures and whatnot.
Today we celebrate the first glorious anniversary of the information purification directives. We have created, for the first time in all history, a garden of pure ideology, where each worker may bloom, secure from the pests of a contradictory thoughts. Purification of thoughts is more powerful a weapon than any fleet or army on earth. We are one people, with one will, one resolve, one cause. Our enemies shall talk themselves to death, and we will bury them with their own confusion. We shall prevail.
On January 24th, Apple Computer will introduce Macintosh. And you'll see why 1984 won't be like 1984.
But it's basically like, hey, don't buy a dumb PC. If you're cool and you want to get with the future, buy a Mac. And it's just, production value is really good, and it gets parodied so much because of like how good it is. And I just think it's a really, really good commercial.
Yeah, some say that is the best commercial of all time.
I must look it up. What commercial call again?
You haven't seen it?
Nope.
Look up 1984 Apple commercial.
I've probably seen it, but I don't. 1984.
You've probably seen a parody of it.
And even as much money as they spent on it, it still was like 720p. So we can make better stuff than Apple.
Probably a lot less than 720p.
It's not always about the quality of the film, but the message behind it.
I think I've been seeing this, actually. This is really famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
Don't remember.
I mean, honestly, I wasn't born in 1984. But
yeah, no, me neither, but whatever.
Sure enough for the future.
All right, I think it's a good one, but that wraps up the fun game of the week. Now, Simba, I'm very excited because I don't know if you saw the bracket we did previously, the biggest nasties.
Oh, biggest nasties.
But we did that. Ndamukong Suh ended up winning. He is the NFL's biggest nasty. There's a lot of contention in that bracket. This one, we wanted something plain, something simple. Everybody can understand it. This month's bracket is the sweetest Ceps in the NFL. And when I say Ceps, we're talking about biceps, baby. So, do you guys want to unveil this? Well, we don't really have the bracket done. We don't have like numbers and stuff yet. We don't have matchups.
Yeah, we're just gonna list who's all playing, and then we can
talk about it.
We'll show the actual lineups and get the first round done next week.
Yeah. All right. So Simba, if you want to open that so you can see these pictures with us.
The Sweetest Ceps document.
Yeah, Sweetest Ceps, and then we can just run through these. We can give like a little tidbit about each player, and then we'll call it a day.
Yep.
Yeah. Is your little thing anonymous giraffe, huh? In the Google Doc, when you joined Simba, it says you joined as anonymous giraffe.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. Really weird. But you're on it. So,
yeah.
So for the Bears, this one, pretty easy, no-brainer here. We got Khalil Mack.
He gets the cake.
Yeah. His buys are naughty, and I don't even want to talk about him that much. I don't want to give him too much heat coming into this.
Yeah. Wait, can I say one thing, though?
Absolutely.
A quick story about Khalil Mack at UB. So,
yeah.
Obviously at UB, he wasn't as big as he is right now. It's a story when he was really, really angry at an offensive lineman because they kept, football, talking shit or saying X, Y, and Z. Khalil Mack picked up another grown-ass man and walked with him 5 yards, maybe 10, during a play. During a play, a practice. It's practice. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and you know
Pick
what?
him up, bro. Imagine me picking up a 400-pounder.
You know what gave him the strength to do that? Those sweet Ceps.
The Ceps. And let's not get too in depth to those juicy, thick Ceps.
I think Khalil kind of has a ticket to the finals in my mind, so we don't have to talk about him that much.
Yeah.
But the Bengals, someone who I don't think has a clear straight shot to the finals, a lot of teams, we had to do some digging because not a lot of these guys have sweet Ceps.
Yeah.
Bengals, I've never heard of this guy before we look him up. Alex Erickson.
Yeah.
Number 1 on the Bengals, looks like a wide receiver of some sort, but he's got some sweet Ceps.
Yeah,
not bad, dude. They're definitely, they're not eye-popping.
Yeah.
Yeah, these
to the other
don't terrify me, and I feel like other people on this list, their biceps terrify me. So he's gonna have a hard time, to say the least.
Didn't have great options, but what I will say is he has more Ceps than Joe Mixon and AJ Green. So
Jake says he's gonna have a hard time just by looking at him. I assume he's had a hard time his whole life, and look at him now, Jake. He's in the NFL.
That's true.
All right.
Austin, says you're having a hard time, you poor motherfucker.
Austin, you're our foremost Bills correspondent. If you want to take the next one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with the Italian stallion here, Matt Milano. And, I've been watching Matt Milano for a couple of years now, and his Ceps have always popped off the screen as some pretty sweet Ceps. And, I think he's got a real shot against Alex Erickson if he ever goes up against him.
He looks like he could slam a few beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Did we? Oof. All right. So, Austin, while we are going through this list, I need you to do some spy recon work real quick. We got to switch out who we have in there for the Jets right now.
For the Jets. Why? What's wrong with him?
We'll get there when we talk about it, but there were a few guys on this list who I would have loved to add. I can tell you why after we get to the Browns.
Okay.
But we got to switch that out. On the Broncos, we have Melvin Gordon. He has some big Ceps.
Yeah, definitely. And
right.
Maybe if I can get down to the spring training camp, get an interview with Melvin Gordon, ask how he got such sweet Ceps.
Yeah, I remember back in the day when they were doing like the pre-draft stuff, his little running back class. I thought he was going to be the best running back in the draft just because of how big his Ceps were. They were impressive.
I remember one, I think it was a Monday Night Football game. Chris Collinsworth was commentating, and Melvin Gordon fumbled, and they did a slow motion, and it looked like his bicep popped the ball out. And Chris Collinsworth said that he needs to stop doing so many curls.
Yeah, if your Ceps are so big that they're forcing balls out of your own arms, you got some sweet Ceps. But, okay, here, we're at the Browns, and I know what all you viewers are thinking out there. It's Myles Garrett. It's Myles Garrett. He's big, he's brawny, he's strong, he's cut. No, it's not Myles Garrett. It's Larry Ogunjobi, because he has huge Ceps, for one. They might not be as defined as Myles Garrett, but they're big. Yes. And this is why Myles Garrett is not on the list. Myles Garrett falls into a category of perennial sleeve wearers. And if you have these nasty, nasty Ceps and you're not going to show them off, you're just going to be wearing sleeves all the time because you're chilly, you're not on the Sweetest Ceps list. So sorry, Myles, and sorry, Jamal Adams on the Jets, but your sleeve bros, you're not on this list.
As the adage goes, if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, did it really fall? And, quite frankly, if you're going to cover up your sweet Ceps all day long, do you even have them?
Are they even sweet?
Larry Ogunjobi clearly is proud of the Ceps.
Yeah.
His cut-off sweatshirt here.
Simba, what do you think about that? Because obviously I think Myles Garrett has sweeter Ceps, but I don't think he deserves
I feel like cut the dude up some slack. Playing football, no one wants to get a turf burn. That shit is no joke, man.
I completely agree, but
you don't want your sweet sweats to get a turf burn. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if I was in the NFL, hear me out. Out of 16 games, I'm wearing a sleeve for 8.
You have 4K cameras on you for 3 hours, and you're gonna cover them up in your prime? Wait till you're 40 years old to start worrying about turf burn.
I think you gotta show off the guns to make the sweetest Ceps list.
Yeah,
like this next guy we're going to be talking about.
Oh my God.
Exactly, Simba. On the Buccaneers, tight end, undervalued, underutilized in my opinion. Hopefully that'll change this year.
Yes.
O.J. Howard, look at those puppies.
I think he has a shot with Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean,
he
those are the complete package right there.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking shredded.
Yeah, I don't even know.
And this is another example of just an Alabama laboratory hoss, because this guy, he's a freak of nature.
Yeah. You see that? You see how defined it is? Like,
yeah.
It's like someone carved. Let me help you out.
Yeah. Chiseled stone. We got a few more guys like that.
He's got the mass. What else can you ask for?
So it's OJ. On the Cardinals, we're going to need a better picture for this guy, but we're going with Devon Kennard. It looks like he was a former Lion. I don't know how long he's been a Cardinal.
He just got signed, and the Cardinals were another team like the Bengals that, quite frankly, they were lacking in the Ceps department.
I'm not too fond about it.
Some teams didn't have big nasties. Some teams don't have guys with sweet Ceps. But
we should see if there's a correlation.
Maybe. But on the Cardinals, we think Devon Kennard has the sweetest Ceps. Hopefully we'll have a good picture up here for you. But
hopefully we can just contact these teams and give them a very specific workout regime and then take a picture so it's an unbiased. Everybody has the same pose, same workout, same pump. So I'm sure they would be okay with us doing that.
I'll talk to my guys in the NFLPA for next week. But on the Chargers, easy choice, Joey Bosa.
Yeah. I like how his body is lean. Like, he looks like a dancer with fucking He-Man's arms.
Yeah.
Funny you say that because in college they called him Dancing Bear Bosa.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he would dance around offensive tackles.
Well, there you go. I don't think there's much talk about Joey because that's just an obvious one. Chiefs, we don't have a picture for him right now for some reason, but Tyreek Hill. What's up?
Man, I follow him on Snapchat. His workouts, man, his biceps is amazing.
Yeah, for a small guy, he's got some steps, and didn't really see anybody else on the Chiefs with that kind of definition. So
Patrick Mahomes? No, I'm joking.
Patrick Mahomes might make it on the dad bod list we're going to do in the future, but not Tyreek Hill. He's got some sweet Ceps.
Yeah, Marlon Mack.
Yeah, Colts, we went with Marlon Mack. I didn't know what to do for the Colts, but after doing some research, looking at some pictures, Marlon Mack's got some sweet Ceps.
He's got what it takes to bang with a couple guys in this bracket. So,
I mean, he's also wearing that armband, so that kind of a little bit of the sweetness. But the other arm is free, and that's
that band is cutting off the circulation to make his veins pop out, as you can see on the forearm area.
But that clear arm is fine. So, Cowboys, we got Jalen Smith. He's pretty jacked up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, couldn't think anybody else on the Cowboys, really, who was that jacked. Looked at, like, Zeke and stuff. He doesn't really have the definition in the arms.
Tyrone Smith had some pretty big arms, but he's just not sculpted like Jalen is.
Yeah.
Dolphins went with Matt Breida just because in this picture I'm looking at, he's looking juicy.
Yeah. And the thing about him is he's a petite guy. Like, he's small. He's very small. So
and it's not all about the mass here.
No. It's about how they look. It's about the definition, the sculpting.
I feel like shorter guys, and I mean, this could be it is a generalization, but I feel like smaller guys seem like they're more vascular than.
That's what I'm trying to, get at. They're very more vascular.
I mean, you gotta be a lower body fat percentage, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell his bottom half from his bicep and his forearm is bigger than his delts and his shoulder.
Yeah.
Looks really. Wow.
Now on the Eagles, next we kind of have the exact opposite. We have a bigger dude who's not necessarily as defined, but they're huge. Like he's got pythons, and being that big and just being as defined as they are, that impresses me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you could tell he really cares about his Ceps because he has the lower bicep armbands on that really accentuate the Ceps, and he just looks like a hoss that really doesn't care what he eats, and he does a couple curls here and there.
Yep. Falcons, Keanu Neal, not much to say there. He's just got some sweet Ceps.
Yeah.
You don't think?
Nah, it's a good picture.
I think the Ceps are kind of like mild.
Yeah, his Ceps are like mine. I don't got shit.
The closest guy on the Falcons to him was probably Julio Jones, and they weren't all that more impressive when you really look at them.
Yeah.
He's got some small armed bucks over there.
Yeah, Falcons are really lacking. They have Matt Ryan.
Yeah, noodle arms Ryan, as they call him. 49ers, we got some brothers on the list. Nick Bosa coming in.
So it's probably just in the blood, honestly. I would like to see a brother matchup and really pin them against each other.
I'm sure growing up, they probably competed in the weight room, doing curls, trying to get sweeter Ceps. So.
But I'd rather give it to Joey, in my opinion, because Joey's more leaner. Think about it. He looks.
Save it for the voting.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
We're just going over them. We're just talking about the guys. Next week, I need your opinion. But right now, we're giving everybody a fair shot.
Yep.
So next, another guy I don't think we have to talk about much because I think as our last guest, Jack Washington, put it, this guy looks like a rescue hero. So I'm just going to skip past that because he's yoked.
I do want to say
my sister's favorite player.
If he spent as much time on his Ceps as he did with his ridiculous squats, he'd probably have some of the sickest Ceps, but I'm sure that's not his focus.
I mean, even if he's not working on them that much, they're better than Keanu Neal's.
Oh yeah, if he didn't lift weights, he's gonna be bigger than half the guys on this list.
But are they better than Keanu Reeves?
Probably.
Oh.
We went with Leonard Fournette. Not a whole ton of 6 Ceps on the Jags. Leonard just has some thick ones. They're not super defined or anything, but it's the best we had. So,
and I really like the face he's making in this picture.
Yeah, he's
like,
yeah. That's the picture. All the memes were when he said he was the Tim Duncan of the Jaguars, and then the next week he was brought up in trade rumors. So,
if the bracket was Sweetest mustaches, then the Jags would have a heavy hitter.
They sure would. Or baldest running backs. They would also have a heavy hitter. Or running backs that look like they're in their 40s.
That would be the best bracket. The most bald guy.
So Jets, I don't think we found anybody else besides Jamal Adams yet, but I refuse to put Jamal Adams on the list because he is a perennial sleeve dude. I really like it. I like the 4 to 5 armband thing he does, but if you're going to cover him up, you're not on the list, buddy. So we'll have a Jet for you later. Lions, we got Bo Scarborough.
Small.
Yeah.
The
Lions would put Matt Stafford on there.
In college, he was huge, though.
Yeah.
Well, he deflated then.
He's actually probably still pretty big. It's just this might not be the best picture of him.
Yeah.
Well, Photoshop to me.
Packers, this was a point of contention when we were trying to do it.
Yeah.
Thought Devontae Adams maybe, thought this guy Reggie Bagleton possibly, but we went with Aaron Jones at the end of the day because we saw this picture and he's yoked.
Yeah, if this was Sweetest triceps, this dude's going far.
Yeah.
You can definitely see there's a lot of tricep mass for sure.
To his fucking elbow. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But look at that other arm. Look at that thing popping with the ball in it. I think
right?
we can find a better picture. He's definitely deserving of being
That vein is a more prominent line than on the football.
What?
So on his carrying arm, the vein on his arm is more prominent than the line on the football.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
And they really run adjacent to each other. It's actually...
Yeah, it's pretty artistic.
That's sweet. Panthers, we got Christian McCaffrey. Not a lot to talk about there. He's just jacked.
Shout out to him.
Yeah. Patriots, Julian Edelman. He's just one thing about this list. It was a lot easier to find white dudes just because their arms, like the definition pops a little better.
Yeah.
So Julian Edelman makes it there.
Julian Edelman is the only guy on this list so far that I believe has failed a PED test in the league. So.
Hey, I'm still pushing for just lift all PED bans. I want ogres.
Yeah. I would like a steroid football league.
Yeah, just monsters.
Raiders was another toughie. Not a lot of sweet Ceps, but we went with Zay Jones. Zay Jones gets a lot of love on this show because one time he did a bunch of drugs and cut himself up and spread his blood over hotel walls. But now he's on the Sweetest Ceps list. So
look how far you come.
Yeah,
those
good.
Ceps might have glass shards in them from the
skillful.
Maybe. Rams, don't need to talk about Aaron Donald. He is a beast of a man.
Yeah.
Ravens, another tough one. Initially thought it was going to be Earl Thomas. Turns out it's Marlon Humphrey. Marlon Humphrey has some sweet Ceps.
Yeah.
He's pretty cut.
Yeah. Pretty jacked up. Redskins.
These are some weak Ceps.
Weak Ceps.
Yeah, I think these Ceps are pretty weak.
Yeah.
I think this is a bad picture.
I noticed that you're kind of racist towards white people here, Jake. You're
I'm just saying, hey,
and they all got weak
sweet or
Ceps.
not sweet, and these Ceps are not sweet.
It's just it is large. Honestly.
It could be foreshortening, you know. There's not a good side profile at all.
You know, they're pretty huge. There's other really good picks of Ryan Kerrigan Ceps. And outside of Adrian Peterson, there's not many people on the Redskins who can compete in the Cep department.
Yeah, I think it was a bad picture. We'll find a better one for the actual bracket. But on the Saints, we have Alvin Kamara. They're not anything spectacular, but the Saints were, again, kind of a toughie to find sweet Ceps. I was thinking maybe Michael Thomas, but his hands are probably stronger than his Ceps are. Seahawks.
Yes,
another choice, DK Metcalf.
100%. This guy's a freak of nature.
Yeah, we all saw the pre-draft picture where he looks like he ate A.J. Brown.
These are some real O.J. Howard type Ceps. Like, they're just...
Yep.
Yeah. They're a complete package.
It's going to be pretty hard, man.
Was sculpted. Steelers, another point of contention. I wanted it to be Juju. I thought maybe James Conner. Then someone showed me the light. I was really trying not to do just the white guys are more defined, so we pop them in. But I think in this case, looked at Juju and Vance McDonald side by side, and I think unbiasedly, you have to give it to Vance McDonald.
This guy has Ceps, and he has look at his forearm. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. He looks like he's got like some cellulite in there.
Yeah, it looks like he's just fucked.
But this guy was suggested to us by a friend of the show, Trench. And in the picture Trench sent me, Vance McDonald stiff-arming a guy, and his Ceps got a pretty sick vein going.
Nice. We'll have to have Trench on.
I will say, if Ryan Shazier didn't suffer a spinal injury, he would have been on the list for sure.
Yeah. Has he come back?
No. Well, I do believe that God told his father that he would play football again, but he might have just been joking because he kind of still walks funny.
He'll be back, dude. He's only 26 or something. But next on the list is Mr. J.J. Watt.
Yes.
And, you know,
questionable. He's got sweet Ceps.
he spent a lot of time in the weight room, and those are some big Ceps.
Yeah.
Another jacked dude from the Titans, Derrick Henry.
Yes.
Derrick Henry.
Most jacked dudes in the league.
I think Derrick Henry is going to have another easy ride here. I think people are going to be showing Derrick Henry some major love in the Cep department.
Yeah.
He's got some of those Alabama Ceps.
The Vikings, we actually, funny enough, have the guy who I think started this whole list. Back in the day, Austin and I playing Madden, Austin would always let me know that he thought Donnell Hunter and Everson Griffin had some of the sweetest Ceps in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So here he is on the Vikings.
I've always admired Danielle Hunter's Ceps and wanted to, do more curls in the weight room so I could look like Danielle Hunter, but it never really worked out.
Oh, this guy's huge.
Yeah.
But I remember watching a Bills game where we were playing the Vikings and Hunter and Everson Griffin were just getting sacks and flexing, and I was like, these Vikings guys have some motherfucking arms on them.
Speaking of which, he is a free agent, which we have concluded is probably due to CTE complications.
Yeah.
Everson Griffin is our free agent, sweet Ceps honorable mention.
Yeah, and he's got the 100% real tattooed on the Ceps.
Yeah, I'm glad that he put that on there because I was convinced that a small percentage of his arms weren't real.
At least
now that it's cleared up, that it is 100% real, I can sleep tonight.
I do wish it said like USDA certified Angus beef or something.
Yeah, like free range grass fed biceps, 100% non-GMO.
I might steal these ideas and just
like nutritional fat.
But yeah, there you have it. Those are the guys who have the sweetest Ceps. Simba, any points of contention that you've noticed?
All of them or just
what?
Bless you. That on all players or just one?
No. Is there anything about the list that jumps out at you, or just any final thoughts on the players we picked?
My thought is I feel like, you all should focus on the range, the grip. I mean, I know you can hold day bicep, and the volume of the bicep.
Yeah.
Just because the arm is big don't mean anything.
No, absolutely not. I think the characteristics we're looking for here is definition.
Yes.
Size, but size and definition have to go hand in hand. You're right. It's not just like a big arm thing. And then it's general look. Like if you see it and you're like, oh my, those are some sweet Ceps.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm watching Griffin's arm and he's not even flexing as hard as he can. And them just looking huge.
A big sign of sweet Ceps is your just unflexed arms look. Like
if you just there
and you got 6 Ceps.
My Ceps
hands aren't even like they're like loose. They're not like that,
Yeah, he's
yeah. But yeah. But that's it. Simba, I hope you enjoyed being on the show. I know I enjoyed having you.
Yeah, man. Of course I did, man. I enjoyed it. It's fun. We can talk about some real shit, man.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It was good seeing you. We'll have to either do this kind of thing more or like actually hang out sometime in the future.
Most definitely, man. I mean, I'm here. I can go there. You can come here.
Yeah, dude. I mean, Jake's in Colorado now. I know Austin's in Texas, but
Austin in Texas, Jake's in Colorado.
Yeah, but no.
Wait, how's the air over there?
I mean, when you first come here, you feel it for sure. Especially when you go like up in the mountains, like you feel kind of fucked up. But like once you get used to it, you're good. It's nice and dry, so that's cool. It's not very humid, so yeah. I mean, it's dope. I really like it here.
Colorado.
Yeah. But once again, Simba.
Yeah. Any closing remarks you want to leave off with?
Yes. I have a quote. I like to write quotes in my notes, and here's one of my quotes. What you seek is in you. That's it.
Wow. Simba, I feel like you have a future in writing fortune cookies.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a Chinese fortune cookie I got the other day.
All right.
That was awesome. But that's it for episode 8. Thanks for sticking around. You can find us on YouTube at Bro Football Focus. Obviously, if you're here, you already did. The Instagram is at Bro Football Focus as well. But until next time, we'll see you.